You know, the struggle that women have had to endure to regain our rights, to be ourselves, to be treated and paid and understood as men are treated and paid and understood, has been epic. This is our time. Now is our hour. You know, people often ask me why I follow the plight of women and girls in zones of conflict. And I usually say because I'm convinced there's a better chapter yet to write about the lives of these women and girls. But I might also take a page out of the brilliant work of the Greek photographer Yanis Bakaris. He died at the age of 58 in 2019 after photographing some of the most moving evidence of trauma in conflict zones and countries in crisis. Well, my mission was to write those stories. It was to record eyewitness reports of what happened to women and girls when the world looked the other way. I feel as Yanis did when he said, "My mission is to make sure nobody can say I didn't know." Well, I'll tell you, here's what we know tonight. Man the hunter is bogus. There's no evidence to show a woman was not out there hunting right beside him. And women's history is a flawed account. The ancient past was recorded mostly by men and only about men. In fact, for millions of years, we now know that men and women had equal status. And then they didn't. It was during the agriculture era, when food became plentiful, when they could focus on development rather than sheer survival until tomorrow, then both men and women realized that the future depended on producing more laborers, and only a woman had the sexual reproductive capacity to deliver a child. So pregnant women were appropriated by men to produce the next generation, as much as land was privatized and acquired by men at that time. And that was the birth of patriarchy and the subordination of women. That subordination heightened when religion was formalized, and it was institutionalized in the early legal codes. It's taken 10,000 years and 1 million voices to right those wrongs. The power shift came from goddesses and priestesses, seers, diviners, nuns, healers, writers, reformers, activists, suffragettes, and feminists who took on the prophets and the kings, the orators and the philosophers, the politicians and the bullies, to find justice, fairness, and equality for all. It has indeed been the longest revolution. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.